So if we think about utility computing, this is something that is alien to a lot of us, if I'm going to be honest. Utility computing is a new concept. But utilities themselves is something that's all around us, something that every one of us is consuming. We don't think about it, it's just there. And if I think about my morning ritual, something I go through every morning, and I'm sure most people here do, I'm a coffee person. So when I come downstairs in the morning, I want to make myself a cup of coffee. Some people like tea, some people like orange juice, whatever. But for me, it's a cup of coffee. What I'm making isn't relevant. What is relevant is the utilities that I use to achieve that. So I will go to the counter, I'll get my kettle, I'll take it over to the sink, I'll turn on the tap, and I will fill my kettle with water from the water cloud. I don't care where this water is coming from. I make no demands on its source. I don't care whether it's coming from a rainwater supply, from a local reservoir, from a desalination plant. These don't matter to me. What matters to me is that I'm filling my kettle with cold, clean, pure water. And that comes from a water cloud. Once my kettle's full, I'll take it over to the counter and I will plug it into the electricity cloud. And it's the same thing. I don't care where my electricity comes from. I don't care whether it's nuclear or solar or wind generated. All I'm interested in is that I get 240 volts, 50 hertz, so I can make my water hot. And in fact, if I'm going to be totally honest, I don't really want electricity. What I really want is hot water. So what I want is a service that makes my water hot so that I can make a morning cup of coffee. So these are utility things that all of us use every day. We don't think about it, we just consume it. And this is where IT is moving to. This is where IT has got to get to in this new world. This is utility computing. So utility computing is going to change the world of IT. There's no getting away from that fact. As soon as we start consuming IT services as a utility, the first and immediate thing that we notice is we now know what IT is costing us. We are now going to get a monthly bill or an annual bill that tells us how much IT we have consumed this period, and it's going to issue us a bill. So we now know for the first time the true cost of IT. And for most people that's a really good thing. It allows us to see what it's actually costing me to run my business. But that does actually come with some health warnings. Because one of the things we're now going to find out is I actually know what my IT costs. And it is very common that we're now going to discover the things that cost me the most money are the things from which I derive the least value. The things from which I get the most value can often cost me the least amount of money. Now I can't solve that problem for you, all I can do is expose it. But it's going to give industries a challenge. Because what do you do with these systems that cost inordinate amounts of money, but from which you get very little benefit? You can't turn them off, people are using them. But you're going to have to deal with it because you now know it. Previously you had no visibility of this, now you have visibility. Dealing with old systems that are inefficient is going to be very challenging, but going forward, this is going to revolutionize the world that we work in. Because when we now build new systems, we're going to be able to consume IT and know exactly what that IT is costing me at point of consumption. This is going to allow me to design and build much more efficient IT systems because I'm not going to be constrained with well, I don't know what it costs, I'm going to build something I'm comfortable with, as opposed to building something that is very efficient by design. So we're going to see over time much more efficient IT being delivered. But that's a future benefit. We've still got the historic challenges to deal with of the inefficient IT that we've inherited.